All right, so I've got my necktie on today. That means that I'm going to be talking about probate because that's the only time I wear a necktie is when I go into the probate court. And this particular video is targeted at the realtors out there. So a lot of realtors that I have worked with at some point handle their first probate sale, and it can be very daunting and unfamiliar. And I want to kind of demystify things a bit for realtors and explain at least one of the specific types of probate and encourage you to help your clients and not be afraid of probate. It's definitely a doable thing. And so anyway, with that said, I will just say there are two types of probates broadly. One of those types of probates is probably the one you may have learned about in realtor trainings in school. That's the one that tends to get focused on. And that's the more complex one. That's one where the court has to approve the sale. They have to approve the listing agreement. There's a whole process where people can show up in the courtroom and say they want to pay more for the house, called overbidding. That is not the probate we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the far more common type of probate, and this is one where we can sell the house without having to go back into court. So obviously probate is a court proceeding and there are some steps that happen, but from the realtor's perspective, you can do the sale and not have to go into court. The attorney handles all of the probate side of things. So in that type of a sale, what we want is we want the person in charge of that probate to have what's called full authority so that they have rights to do a property sale without having to go back into court. And as long as family is getting along, it's quite easy to get full authority. Even if family is not getting along, if the person in charge of the probate is able to file a bond, they have good credit, then we can still have full authority to sell a home. And in that situation, you handle the probate sale. There's a couple of different forms that you use in terms of the California Association to Realtor forms. But other than that, it's very similar to any other sale that you do. And the good news is you probably heard horror stories about how long it takes to get through a probate. But in this type of probate sale, the realtor gets paid at close of escrow, just like any other sale. And if there's any funds that you needed to advance, or you have contractors who help to do some fixing up of the property, they also can be paid at the close of escrow. So they're not waiting to have to go all the way to the end of the probate, which may be much further out. So your clients will have to wait to get the money that they received, but you as the realtor can be paid sooner than that. I love working with realtors and helping to demystify things and explain the process. My goal is to make things smooth for you. I know your goal is to make things smooth for the client. And so between the two of us, I feel like it's a winning team for clients. And I would love to help you with a probate sale if you need assistance.